Henley has been accurate so far in his pinpointing of graves. Terribly, horribly accurate. Last night he found 2 more victims near Lake Sam Rayburn in East Texas. Victims he says he and his 2 friends lured with promises of parties. But the parties turned into sexual molestations, then into torture, and finally into death and burial for an ever-growing number of teenage boys. Henley wouldn't identify the Lake Sam Rayburn victims, but he did say they were all from the Houston area. Then the grisly tale unfolded even further. Henley pointed the grim-faced policeman toward the community of High Island, about 60 miles east of Houston, near the Gulf Coast. Digging started here early this afternoon. Searchers are confronted with a toll of victims that seems to grow every hour, and they have no idea when it will stop growing. Phil Reynolds, Channel 8 News on the Move, near High Island on the Gulf Coast.
Henley was up again early this morning and on his way once more to the deserted dirt road near Lake Sam Rayburn. But he was never out of San Augustine County Sheriff John Hoyt's sight. Henley reportedly balks at pointing out the graves of the victims while newsmen are present. So, like last night, newsmen waited while Henley went to the shallow graves. But Sheriff Hoyt had so much confidence in Henley that the men with shovels went in almost immediately behind them. Soon, word came that newsmen could be admitted. It was a trek through the underbrush, but we stood at the graves of what were this morning the latest in the seemingly never-ending list of victims. Henley refused to identify the victims for newsmen, but he did say they were all, these 2 and the ones recovered last night, were all from the Houston area. While refusing to be filmed, Henley was still quite talkative.
Well, how do you feel about this whole ordeal?
Pretty grotesque.
What do you mean by that?
You read the dictionary?
You've been carrying this around with you for a long time. I mean, didn't you almost crack several times?
Yeah.
How come this time?
This time, I just haven't felt like I was going to be able to hold my sanity much longer.
What provoked you that night for you to decide to tell it all?
I just think I owe these people this much to let them know what's happened to their boys.